You know what's funny? Today I gotta mix up cooking and movies in the most unexpected way. So get this, I was thinking about ways to share my Korean culture, and I had this epic idea for a Korean film evening. Korean cinema is fascinating, especially old classics and the different directorial styles, and I'm not alone on this. Ju-hwan, dude, was all over the idea. Couldn't stop asking about my top picks. And Yuna, dear Yuna, she was even excited about the food, all brightened up by the mention of my baked bread and pasta. Isn't it amazing how we all love cinema, but in such different ways? The direction, the storytelling, the coming together with friends, and the food, obviously. Feeds the soul, mate. Imagine this, we started with Old Boy. That's a real classic in Korean cinema, a tour de force if you ever saw one. And then we moved on to Memories of Murder. The storytelling in that one, honestly, you'd love it. So yeah, that was my evening, basking in projector light and good vibes. It was like watching a football match but with none of the running, just pure excitement, drama, twists and turns. It was like professional football for cinema buffs. And get this, we're planning on making it regular. Who knew a simple movie night could be so smashing? And speaking of football, guess what I stumbled upon during my last visit to the bakery? An old photograph of our street football team. It brought back so many memories, man. It's crazy how time flies, isn't it? Also been reading this book. It's about sourdough baking. I think you'd actually like it. I'll lend it over next time we meet. On a side note, Noah was telling me about this cool tech game, Overcooked, quite literally cooking on a clock. Being a cook myself, gaming in a professional virtual kitchen with a ticking clock, it sounds quite thrilling, don't you think? As weird as it sounds, I might actually give it a try in my next bouldering session. All said, it's been a pretty cultured day per se, with movies, food, books, and even gaming. But as they say, variety is the spice of life. And now. You know what's funny? I'm slowly turning our group chat into a food club. Today, just today, I managed to turn a conversation about sea turtles and documentaries into a pizza party. Yuna, with her diving tales of sea turtles, probably never expected her chat to turn into a surprise dinner invite. And yet here we are. The next thing I know, I'm offering my place for a pizza party. I mean, can you really blame me? Got an opportunity to show off my cooking skills and I dived straight in, pun intended. And isn't it amazing how easily our talks change lanes? One moment we're chatting about sea turtles and the next thing we know we are all set for a homemade pizza. Now that's a plot twist even Korean cinema can't beat. Though let's be honest, pizza is never a bad plot twist, isn't it? Ju-hwan is all in too. Under the guise of just being a friend, I think he is equally excited about trying my recipes. I mean, who doesn't want to taste some tantalizing pizzas cooked by Seoul's most lusted-after chef, eh? I do hope Yuna remembers to bring her appetite and her psychic abilities. We'll need both. Now all this talk of pizza is making my mouth water. Despite having an early start tomorrow, here I am inviting friends for dinner. It's scary how effortlessly I'm mixing and stirring professional life and friendships. But you know what? That's the beauty of it. The art of balancing the perfect dough with perfect friendships. I've already decided on Neapolitan-styled pizza for tomorrow. Little bit of sourdough starter, some San Marzano tomatoes, and fresh basil. Of course, can't forget the cheese. And for the dessert, I'm thinking of trying my hands on something new, freshly whipped tiramisu to sweeten the wrap-up. Seriously, can't wait for them to sample a piece of Italian heaven right on my dining table. And you know what else? This whole thing has inspired me to plan more such food adventures. Pepper in my culinary dreams with the spice of friendships. I mean, imagine, Suman, Ju-hwan, Yuna, and us, caught up in the sizzle and drizzle of food stories. Sure got a nice ring to it, hasn't it? My confidentiality streak tempts me to make it a surprise for them, but I reckon they've probably figured it out by now. After all, they've known me for a bit too long now, haven't they? Looks like the professional cook in me took the reins of this chat today. I'll try to slow down in our next chat, But of course, no promises. Isn't it amazing how sometimes the simplest of things can bring back a ton of memories? So today, we were all in the group chat, and Yuna brought up our old football games at the beach. Mate, I tell you, it hit me like a whiff of freshly baked bread, a mix of sea salt, sweat, and absolute fun. Minjun was unsurprisingly silent in the chat, but you and I both know how much he enjoyed those games. Same goes for Jean and Lucas. Weren't they the most unlikely yet unbeatable defenders back in the day? We all know I was more of a ground tackler than a deft player, but those were some good times. Remember how we'd play till sunset, and then huddle up with our packed sandwiches and lemonade, still laughing over the tripping incidents, mostly mine. Juwon and Yuna had their fair share of fun teasing me about my infamous tackles today. I tried my best humoristic defense, but you know when these two get together, there's no saving face. But it's all in good fun, brings out a good laugh and transports us back in time. You know what's funny? Yuna's teasing me to make sure I don't trip over when we lock our schedules for another match when the weather is warmer. As if this chef is not enough, now I have to watch out for tackling tech gadgets too. I wouldn't trade these moments for anything. It's moments like these that make me feel grateful. Today made me realize how our past shapes our present friendships and memories. Refreshing past memories can be such a warm experience. But look at me, still stuck in the past while Yuna and Juwon are eager to watch the new Star Wars trailer. Clearly, bouldering doesn't slash my to-watch list. I need to catch up, heard it's a visual treat. I'll leave you know, gotta prep some food for tomorrow and then switch to movie night mode. Talk to you later, mate.